Hi, my name is David Dylan Thomas, and today we're going to talk about a problem that you may have encountered where you're working with a client or with your boss or a colleague, and you have to make this big decision, and they're insisting things be one way. And even though it's obvious to everybody else that's probably not a good idea, you just can't break through. So what I found is sometimes what works best is something called stakeholder inception, which is basically this idea that it's one thing for someone to think that your idea is a good idea. It's something else entirely for them to think it was their idea all along. So I'm going to give you an example of this that's not quite as creepy as that sounds. So I was working with a client once, and they were sure that this content that they had to stay behind a paywall. Nothing from the analytics, nothing from the user research, because that suggested that this was actually the case, but they were insistent. So instead of just banging our heads against the wall over and over, we said, okay, we're going to do a brainstorming exercise. So first, I want you, the client, to tell us the top 10 reasons you're making this content. And so we listed that and put it up on the big board. And we said, okay, we've done research with your users, and here are the top 10 reasons that they are looking for that content. So put that next to the first list. And we said, okay, here's the brainstorming exercise. How can we use content to make those two lists happy? So we let them go do the exercise. And when we come back, one of the ideas that they'd come up with was, well, what if we took this content and pulled it out from behind the paywall? And we said, that is a great idea that you had. We are so glad that you came up with that idea. Now, in a way, I actually feel this is a more honest approach because instead of me coming in and saying, hey, we've done all this research and here's what we think you should do, it's more like, hey, we did all this research. What do you think we should do? For all we know, they could come up with a better idea. The other thing that's kind of nice about this is if it's my idea, when the going gets tough, they can always abandon the idea and say, oh, well, that's Dave's idea. You know how he is. But if it's their idea, they will stick with it even when the going gets tough. So this is a tip that might help you with clients who are kind of stuck on one idea to maybe get them out of that box. My name is David Dylan Thomas. I can give talks about bias and how people make decisions at your company or at your event. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're seeing this on LinkedIn, there's probably a way to do that too. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.